Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. A state representative from Billings makes national news as he announces that socialists should be sent to prison or shot.
According to the Associated Press, Rodney Garcia made those comments to reporters at a Republican Party gathering in Helena.
Garcia represents the Billings South Side in House District 52 and took office in January 2019.
Now, the AP reports that Garcia said he was worried about socialists being everywhere in Billings. Since his comments were made, the Montana Republican Party has condemned Garcia's comments and has asked him to step down as a state representative.
Q2's Mitch Legge joins us now with reaction from Republicans and the Democrat hoping to take his seat. Mitch.
Russ and Jeanelle, Rodney Garcia has his sights set on bigger things in the Montana Senate. He just filed to be a candidate in Senate District 26 today. But the Montana Republicans are asking him to step down from his current House seat in District 52, leaving questions about his future. This weekend, the Associated Press said Garcia cited the U.S. Constitution in the reasoning for his comments. Garcia could not point out a place in the Constitution justifying his controversial claim that socialists should be jailed or shot. House GOP leaders swiftly condemned the comments in a letter sent out today, saying, quote, "Your reckless and un-American comments are beneath that of a public official and do not represent the values of the Republican Party or the people of our great state." Garcia could not be reached for comment today, but we did get a hold of Hannah Olson. She is the Democrat vying for Garcia's seat in House District 52. She condemned his comments, calling them hate speech.
And the fact that he felt comfortable saying that type of thing is really upsetting and concerning. And I guess ultimately I'm really glad that the Montana Republicans have taken a stand against it, because every person and every party and every leader should be taking a stand against that kind of hate speech and anything that incites violence, I think, at every level and from every side.
And we did reach out to Garcia for comment, but he could not be reached today. Again, Montana Republicans are asking Garcia to give up his House seat tonight. Russ and Jeanelle.
All right, thank you so much, Mitch.
Well, the Democratic primary race for governor now down to 2.
State House Minority Leader Casey Schreiner of Great Falls announced this morning that he's suspending his campaign. The former teacher was the first Democrat to officially enter the primary last year, but he struggled to raise money and gain recognition. In a video posted today, Schreiner says he doesn't have the resources to compete.
His departure leaves 2 Democrats still in the race for Montana's open governor's seat: Lieutenant Governor Mike Cooney and Missoula businesswoman Whitney Williams. In an interview with MTN News 3 weeks ago, Schreiner talked about how difficult it is for what he called an everyday Montanan to run for statewide office.
If you ask an average everyday Montanan about what they think about the amount of money in politics, people are disgusted. But the fact is there's a machine behind all this that actually makes this go, and as costs go up, there's this idea that candidates need to spend 6 hours on the phone fundraising. Well, it should be about talking to people of Montana and finding out what their needs, their wants, and their wishes are for our state.
3 Republicans are running for governor this year, which may be the most watched election in the state this campaign season.
Montana Attorney General Tim Fox and the Justice Department have filed yet another big lawsuit taking aim at the opioid epidemic across our state. This time, the targets are 2 major distributors of prescription painkillers. MTN's Mike Dennison has more.
Fox's office filed suit Monday in State District Court against 2 national drug distribution companies, McKesson Corporation and Cardinal Health. The state has already sued one of the major manufacturers of the prescription painkiller oxycodone. But Fox says distributors also played a role in oversupplying these drugs into Montana, leading to addiction, deaths, and an increase in black market sales.
It is time to hold these companies accountable for their reckless behavior, which puts profits ahead of public safety and fed our current wave of addiction and diversion, killing hundreds of Montanans.
A spokeswoman for McKesson told MTN News that it's a fundamental misunderstanding of the company's role to suggest it drove demands for opioids. But Fox and other Justice Department officials said Monday that distributors are required under federal law to report any suspiciously large or frequent orders of the drugs. Fox said McKesson and Cardinal supplied 2/3 of the pain pills entering the state at huge volumes over several years.
Together, they distributed the equivalent of 10 milligrams per pill of over 432 million opioid pills into Montana, and that's more than 400 estimated 10 milligram opioid pills for every man, woman, and child in this state.
We have way more opioids in our society than could possibly be needed to treat the pain that exists in this state.
Justice Department Criminal Division Administrator Brian Lockerbie also said that diversion of prescription drugs has become a big criminal enterprise in the state as well.
There's a saying that it's not the dog barking, it's the one sneaking up behind you that you have to watch out for. The barking dog has been the illegal drugs that are coming in, the cocaine, the methamphetamine, the heroin, and now all of a sudden the dog sneaking up behind you becomes opioids.
The lawsuit asked for unspecified damages, but Fox acknowledged that resolving the case could take years. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thanks, Mike. Now, the suit against manufacturer Purdue Pharma was filed 3 years ago and is now awaiting action in bankruptcy court.
Earlier today, the state of Montana announced it's making plans to invest $80 million in community mental health services over the next 5 years. The Medicaid Home and Community-Based Services waiver currently provides around $9 million a year to help people receive case management, specialized medical equipment, private duty nursing, and more in their own community. Now, the state is working on expanding the budget to around $16 million a year, which will double the capacity of the programs to 750 individuals by 2025. Montana Medicaid Director Marie Matthews says the program will greatly benefit small and rural communities by getting additional dollars to local providers.
The benefit package designed in the waiver is hoping to influence and help individuals live in their community longer and not escalate to the point that they need to have a stay in a hospital or the Montana State Hospital.
That plan is contingent on approval from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, but the state is confident that it will be approved.
A Billings man who died Thursday night in a one-vehicle rollover west of town is now identified. The Yellowstone County coroner tells us that 49-year-old Alan Seraphin died of multiple blunt force injuries. Now, authorities say Seraphin was driving a Toyota Tacoma westbound on Neibauer Road, crossed the center line, and went off the left side of the road. Montana Highway Patrol says Seraphin overcorrected, rolled several times, and landed in a ditch near the intersection of 44th Street West. Seraphin was transported to the hospital and later pronounced dead. Now, authorities say Seraphin was not wearing a seatbelt, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation.
A return to winter made roads slick and traveling conditions pretty difficult in places today. Multiple road closures earlier today on I-90 and I-15. Starting early this morning, southbound on I-15 from Dillon was closed, as well as to Lima to Clark Canyon Dam. Traveling on I-90 conditions no better today. East of Arrow Creek and west of Columbus near Post 405, a semi jackknifed, closing the road in that area for nearly 4 hours. Dangerous conditions closed roads traveling in and out of Wyoming as well. It was nearly impossible to leave places like Casper, Wyoming, with nearly every interstate closed, as you can see here on the map in the dark purple there. The I-25 north and southbound near Casper has been closed all day due to winter conditions. US 2026 between Waltman and Casper closed all day as well.
And now turning to weather with Q2 Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. Just like you said, Bob, from summer one day to winter the next. How much snow did we actually get?
We wound up with a little bit in the Billings area. I think Billings actually wound up with 3 inches. That's what they measured at the airport. But let me show you some other places that picked up a little bit of snow. Just a little bit. Here's the Story, Wyoming. 20 inches of snow. That's right. And so down in Wyoming, it was really bad. And even past Colorado, all the way down in towards New Mexico, they've got snow there today as well. Places like Red Lodge, 1 mile south of Red Lodge, had 17 inches of snow. We're told they had a little bit more up there at the ski area. Fort Smith had 10 inches of snow. 6 miles southeast of Livingston, 10 inches of snow. You can see 3 inches of snow. That's what we had up at the Billings Airport. And now tonight, we still have a winter storm warning for the Bighorn Mountain Range. Another 1 to 3 inches of snow expected there, and also a high wind watch up there around Glacier Park, looking for winds gusting to 60 miles per hour throughout most of the day tomorrow. We'll have the rest of the Billings forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Well, that snow is not bad news for everyone, especially those up on Red Lodge Mountain, where 26 inches fell in the last 24 hours, and skiers are sure to be enjoying that for a while.
Kelsey Boards, a sales and marketing manager at Red Lodge Mountain, says February is off to a good start.
Oh, this week is looking awesome. With that much snow, last night when I was walking out to the car, it was over my knees, with drifts and spots. We have another storm expected to roll in on Wednesday that could bring some significant snowfall, so we love it because snow is the biz, right?
And fun.
Yep, to enjoy that fresh snow on the mountain for the rest of the season. Red Lodge is open from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. every day unless conditions force closure.
Well, there's more news from across our state on tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news. Longtime rock band Guns N' Roses is headed to Montana in August. We'll tell you where they'll play in your statewide news on the CW.
But first, still to come on tonight's 5:30 news, Amazon may be king of the retail world, but when it comes to the bottom line, Sam's Club and Costco can still offer the best bang for your buck.
And in sports, Scott's latest edition of Game Changers, sizzling defense, dunks, and half-court jam.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.